Hello and welcome to Geek Lord Radio, episode number 68. My name is Mike Furr, and I'm your host. With you here live on twitch.tv/Geek Lord Radio.
What?
First and foremost, my number 2, Stefan Munsinger.
Thank you, sir.
With us. I'm not going to forget that this week.
Aw.
Darren Estrin, my number 3.
Hey. I thought it was supposed to be number 1.
Oh my god.
Not after that post you made last night. You don't get to be number 1.
Oh, wow.
He skipped number 1 this week.
Yeah. Stephanie Lyon, also here with us. And if you ever wanted a show, if you ever wanted to see Dan get bit by a snake, tonight's your best chance. Because the snake that is the bitiest is currently around his neck.
And it's feeding day, and she's got a dead rat in her cage.
Oh, so she has. When was the last time did she eat last week?
Yeah, she normally eats every week. I changed her substrate today, so she didn't want to eat.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, if a snake's gonna bite him,
just kidding.
Messing around with the back of his head. Yeah. So how was your guys' week? How'd it go? What'd you do? What things? What geeky, nerdy, non-geeky? Whatever. What happened in your lives?
I doubled my Burmese feeding schedule.
Oh,
great.
that's
So
right.
now we're reptile talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's fucking
he's
fat
eating
as
twice.
shit.
He's eating twice as much now,
And he still hasn't pooped.
We started playing Rust again.
Yeah. That's been fun.
Yeah.
Just server wipe today.
Yeah, sad.
But we kept our knowledge at least.
We had a Monday was a good day for 4 of us at least.
That was fun.
We got to be number 1.
We were number 1.
All of us were number 1.
Well,
we were the first
almost all of us.
5-man family ever.
So
to be the first family at Disney.
So Dan, Darren, Stefan, and our
Jesus.
I was gonna say our favorite everyday Jesus.
Hetero life partner.
I was gonna do the Spider-Man thing.
Partner.
Friendly neighborhood Jesus. Went with us to Disneyland. We got there at Park Open. We went into California Adventure, and Stefan had told us about a thing that is a thing that Disneyland does normally called First Family, where before they officially open the park, they let everyone into the park, but they don't let you go through the lands, or they don't let you move to rides until the park officially opens. So we got there at like 9:45. California Adventure opened at 10 o'clock. And we wanted to be the first family to Tower of Terror.
Stefan wanted to be the first family to set the Tower of
I
Terror.
really wanted to
The
be
rest
the
of
first
us were like, what the fuck are we doing? Well,
And
I was like, what the fuck are we doing
and
here?
as many people probably would assume it's because I wanted to be the first on Tower of Terror. That was actually kind of secondary to me, just wanting to ride the trolley
To be the
with Chip
first
and Dale.
family, yeah.
No, I just wanted to ride the trolley with Chip and Dale.
So about
I thought
5
that'd be
minutes to 10 a.m., a guy comes out with a notebook in his hand and goes up to a family of people right in front of us.
With kids.
Yeah,
Right next to us.
I'm the
with
only
kids.
one up against the ropes out of all these guys because they're just like, they don't give two shits. And I'm just
Well,
like,
there wasn't
I want
room.
it.
And
We weren't even sure what was going on, actually, were we?
No.
he asks this family, says, hey, where are you guys heading to? And they're
Like
like,
four girls or something?
We're heading over towards Bugs Land or whatever. And they're like, oh, okay, well...
The only family the whole day that actually looked forward to going to Bugs Land, from what I've been told.
Yeah. They said, we're going to Bugs Land. They're like, oh, well, would you guys like to be our first family? And they kind of looked at each other and they're like, no, we don't. And he's like, we kind of take it back. He's like, really? No? Okay. Well, moves on down, starts talking to another group of people. It's like, hey, you guys want to be our first
hold
family?
on. Before that happens, because this family's right next to me, he looks, just right after they say no, looks me in the eye, says hi, and I say hi, and then he moves on.
Yeah.
And I go, damn it, in my mind.
So then moves on to another family, asks them if they want to be first family. They say no. About 4 different families tell them no. Families, yeah, they were all Asian families. 4 different families say no before
And
he
now
finally
it's racist.
starts saying that he's just looking for groups with kids. Like, who has kids? Who has kids?
Anyone with kids.
Anyone with kids.
At all.
Nobody says anything, and so finally, with this defeated look on his face, walks towards Stefan and says, hey, how many people are with you? And he's like, I have these 4 other guys with me. And he's like, would you guys like to be our first family?
Yes!
He's like, yes, actually, I would. And he's like, all right, come with me. And so we step underneath the velvet ropes. And
So as always, we are the backup plan.
yeah, step into the trolley. And
The number 2.
Chip and Dale are there to greet us. And then we took the trolley before they opened it up to anyone else, took us down to Tower of Terror, walked us into Tower of Terror, which there were already people in line, apparently. I don't know how the hell they got there. Were they the
Oh,
early-ins?
because Magic Hour.
Yeah.
The people that are in the hotels
Oh, they get there
can
an hour
kind
early.
of roam. I don't know what they can do.
But they can't get on the ride yet?
I don't know what they can do.
I think they can get in line or some shit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, but point is that we got there and they were lined up in front of one of the elevators, but then they took us to a different elevator, and then I don't know if they actually let us before, and I don't really give a shit. The point is that we had our own fucking elevator to ourselves.
That was
And
really cool.
That was cool.
Just the 5 of us.
It looks really cool.
Yeah, we posted it online. Maybe we'll send it over to
And
the
we
website.
kind of got this feeling that they were going to give us the picture for free, but we were kind of like hamming it up a little bit with like, oh man, I think we should totally pay for the
Yeah,
picture.
we need to buy that picture.
We need to buy this picture. And then when they get to the
I
front,
actually was going to buy it if they didn't do it.
yeah, they get to the front and they're like, oh, we've got one more surprise for you guys. We're going to give you guys the picture for free and an online option. We're like, oh, fantastic. Golly gee, that's awesome.
Golly gee, mister.
That's fantastic.
Our family is so appreciative.
The other thing about it was that the whole time he still had this defeated look on his face.
5
Did, like,
adult men.
why am I dealing with this shit?
And I tried to cheer him up because I'm all like, dude, actually, to be honest with you, we were totally gonna we planned on just turning around, going to do something else once you didn't pick us, because I didn't think at all that I was gonna get picked.
Where are you going? Whichever direction that you will send us if we're first family. Otherwise, the other way.
Yeah, exactly.
We would be first family to Bugs Land at this point.
But I think that this was just kind of like a cool. It's small, but it's cool. But they had us sign this book that is it's sectioned off by day, and the first family always signs the book. And when that book is filled out completely, and we were like 2/3 through the book, I think, when we signed it.
And it's the 6th or 7th book.
The 6th or 7th book. When the book is filled out completely, they put it in Tower of Terror. In one of the on the shelf in the library that you walk into before you go on.
That's really cool.
So
it's the library on the right side, because there's 2 libraries.
Yeah,
it's the library on the right.
Yeah, on the right hand side. Our book will be in there, and so we're on Tower of Terror until Disneyland gets blown up in a nuclear apocalypse or something. So that was pretty cool.
Those books aren't nailed down, so I may end up with that in my possession at some point.
Well, no, they actually said you can actually go in whenever you want once it's full and just pick it up. Like, hey,
Daniel,
look.
I hardly condone your
Here I am.
stealing
Take a
behavior.
It's not stealing.
No,
we did actually.
That's why you need Stephanie there, because Stephanie takes pictures.
No,
of
because we would have
everything.
never made it off the trolley.
Sorry.
Stop your slamming, girl.
Because she'd be taking so many goddamn selfies with the Chippendales.
I love
Might take quite a bit.
Mike does take quite a bit of selfies.
I will say one thing. I don't
take
think
that
I've ever
many
seen so
selfies.
many grown men excited to take a picture of Chippendale.
2? No,
There's
3.
at least 4.
I wasn't that excited.
I know you weren't. The rest of us probably were.
I think you want to make us all believe that you're not excited, but you
I
know
was
that
stoked.
is a story that you'll forever get to tell and be bitter about.
I love Chippendale though.
The other reason we were at Disneyland, at least for me personally, was the Hatbox Ghost was put back in the Haunted Mansion.
I was going to go with because we have these annual passes that we haven't used since November.
That too, but mostly the Hatbox Ghost came
What's
back.
the Hatbox Ghost?
Oh, I'm glad you asked, because these guys haven't heard the story 1,000 times.
Sorry, guys. I have no idea what the Hatbox Ghost is.
Okay, so when the Haunted Mansion
Wait, is it a hat that looks like a box?
No.
And is it a guy who's a ghost?
Stop interrupting.
Did
Hey,
you see my
Can you let him
Instagram
finish?
picture at all?
Can you let him finish?
Nope,
Can you let him finish?
Nope. Okay.
Can I finish? Please, can I finish?
That felt hostile. Anyways, so when the Haunted Mansion opened in, I think it was like 1969 or 67? 67
In
maybe.
Florida?
No, it first opened at Disneyland. What?
Sorry, I just saw the stream of me just have my head on the desk because I'd hear about the Hatbox.
Yeah. No, I'll keep it brief. So when they first put the Haunted Mansion in, it was pretty much like the same as it is today, except there was one animatronic in there that called the Hatbox Ghost,
And one less gunshot
and
hole.
it had this effect where it's like this ghost holding a hat box, and then his face would go away and his head would appear in the box, and so that was just this little thing that they did. And when they tried out the effect at Walt Disney Imagineering, it worked perfectly under ride conditions, everything. It always worked, and it was great, and they loved it. When they got into the mansion, however, for some reason, it never worked. They couldn't get it to work properly. It always looked fucked up. There was something weird about it. So about 2 weeks after the mansion opened, and the fact that it wasn't working properly, Disneyland took it out of the mansion. And it just
Denied it ever existed.
And not really denied it, but just never said anything. And so eventually years went by, and people were like, hey, whatever happened to that one ghost that was in the mansion? They're like, I never saw it. What's going on? And they're like, so it became this myth of the Hatbox Ghost. And for the longest time, anytime anyone would ask Disney, hey, what about the Hatbox Ghost? It'd be like, what Hatbox Ghost? We don't know what you're talking about. We've never heard of this Hatbox Ghost. We don't know what's going on. They just completely deny its existence. And
From what I heard, it's something they never denied its existence. It was its existence in the ride itself.
the existence in the ride. It was definitely.
They said it never made it into the ride.
It never made it into the mansion.
That's what they claimed.
And so finally, a guy who does Disney documentaries on YouTube was going through some old family footage, like old film footage that they had shot from the week that the ride opened, that his parents had done, and he found visual evidence, like video evidence of the Hatbox Ghost being in the mansion. At that point, Disneyland was like, okay, I guess you're right. Like
You caught us. It exists.
So last year
Why
at
isn't it in the ride? Because fuck you. That's why.
So at last D23, they actually made an animatronic of the Hatbox Ghost, brought him to D23, and were showing people, and people were like, oh my god, that means the Hatbox Ghost is coming back.
Was it the new one?
And it actually wasn't the same animatronic from the one I saw. And then about a month and a half ago, they finally announced, like, hey, guess what? We're putting the Hatbox Ghost back in the mansion. So
I really don't watch news. I should pay attention more.
yeah, it was it was cool. No, it was cool. It was just Haunted Mansion's my favorite ride. I rode it twice that day. The effect is cool. It works well. That's great. I look forward to seeing it again. Just happy to ride the mansion. So
Cool.
yeah, what are you doing? Are you turning yourself into a mummy?
It's a toilet paper turban.
For the audio listeners of our podcast, Stefan is currently wrapping his head in toilet paper.
I don't know about the Hatbox Ghost anymore.
It's
that's what
over,
it is.
but I can continue.
Okay.
So anyway,
No. But you know what we did do? All of us. Well, except Steph. Because Steph never does things with us.
Because I had to work.
We all
You and
ordered
your stupid job.
I
certain
love
books.
my job.
Oh yeah.
We all got our 5e.
There's a sweet sale on
5e
5e.
books.
yeah, I don't know if it's still up, but Dungeons and Dragons books were going for over 50% off on Amazon. And since we're about to start
Actually, exactly 50% off on Amazon.
no, because they're $49 normally, and they were $23,
Yeah. It was over 50.
okay.
just over 50.
Yeah,
But
the one I think me and Mike got, because you two got all three, right? You know, Stefan got all
But
three.
it wasn't a package deal.
Yeah, no, but the ones me and Mike got, just the player's guide was like 52% off.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
specified
Okay,
that.
never mind.
Yeah.
So if you guys have any interest in Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition and it's still on sale, check out Amazon because it was fucking
I
amazing.
doubt it is, considering the day we found it, they were already back ordered on 2 of the 3 books.
Yeah. SARS will be here Friday. Dan got his today because he's got Prime. And,
To answer someone in the chat box, I was unbanned by myself.
Yep.
unbanned.
They were asking where isn't he banned from the soundboard. Also, to answer Sean's previous question about why I don't have the largest snake with me,
Oh.
is Rufus ate today, and you don't fuck with a snake within 24 hours of feeding.
Yeah, they get very moody
Yeah.
Or vomity.
or vomiting.
But see, now that he's eating twice a week at separate intervals,
Yeah.
and you're like barely there's literally gonna be like a 2-day like window throughout the week that you can hold him.
You can hold him Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday morning.
Oh, 24. I usually go by the 48-hour rule when it comes to
No,
him.
I do 24
Oh.
hours.
I also saw the movie Kingsman
That was
like a
great
few days
movie.
ago.
I
That
heard
was
really good
fucking
things about it.
Yeah, it's
I saw it
really
when it
good.
first came out. It was very
I
well
heard
done.
from Stefan that it was really good.
It came out on. It came out to the $3 theater on Friday, and so I went and saw it, and it was really, really good, and I really enjoyed it.
I thought it was like a really good classic James Bond type film meets Quentin Tarantino.
See, the thing
I
is,
thought it was
like,
Up,
really good.
lost me.
The
I know
way
you don't
that
like Quentin Tarantino.
like
You have no soul.
the closest thing I can think of to like, compare it to is like Hot Fuzz, but even then that doesn't quite do it justice.
Yeah.
Like at all, but like yeah.
I can't even have a serious conversation with you right now with the toilet paper on your head. But yes, I agree. It was kind of very hot fuzz.
Tin foil. Don't
Now everybody's just gonna have
don't
toilet
jock
paper.
me, motherfucker.
And now Dan is wrapping his head with toilet paper.
In all fairness, there's no tin foil in this house.
There's a
Aluminum
colander.
foil, please.
There's probably tons of tinfoil. It's just
There's a colander. You put on that colander first, sir.
I do have to talk about my week. I do have to say that
Don't talk about your
2
week.
things exciting. Well, I guess 3 things exciting. I've been binge watching on Netflix Almighty Johnsons, which is very good, but I heard they canceled the show.
What's
But
it called?
The Almighty Johnsons.
Oh.
And someone based off a Norse god. It's pretty good.
Oh, cool.
And then my other exciting geek news is that my mother has dubbed you guys your own names.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she goes, "Oh, are you going to your potty's house?" I was like, "My what?" She's like,
We are now
"Your
potties."
I was like,
we
Are those like
we were what a
because
2-year-old
you're
pisses in.
podcaster, because you're podcaster.
we're pod people.
You're pod people. No, here's the thing. My mom is a gamer, and so she likes being a part of the whole like geek culture. She's part of
Oh.
geek culture,
Hi, Mom.
and she. It wouldn't surprise me that she gets slang gamer terms to catch on. So, podcasts, you guys are now potties.
All right,
Nope.
well.
Nope.
And then last week. I hate Stefan's thought. It makes me want to kill
Who the fuck is that?
people.
It's so great.
Wow.
He's mostly white, by the way. Well, half white. Sorry.
Mostly.
Half white.
How about we're all American? Yay!
Yeah, we are all
So
American.
now to talk.
This is America.
to talk about things that are serious. I do have to, from now on, disclose.
By the way,
Best response ever from Sean.
Oh my god! Holy shit!
Way to go, Sean.
Gunrunner is a police officer confirmed.
Oh.
Awful.
Anyways, yes,
So
Stephanie,
good.
break the news.
I gotta break the news. So, on Friday, I had to take a class at my work, and part of it is because I do this podcast. So, officially, I have to announce that I am an employee of Blizzard Entertainment.
Boo.
All my opinions are my own. Nothing is affiliated with them. I will not answer any questions regarding my job. I will not. If you ask a question, it will go ignored.
She does not speak for the company.
I do
She
not
will not talk about the
I
company.
will not speak about the company. Only opinions I have are completely my own.
They're
It's
her
about
own
the
terrible,
company.
fucked up opinions.
So questions like, "Hey, Stephanie, does all of Blizzard do heroin?"
I cannot officially.
I cannot confirm nor deny the existence
No.
of
Nobody.
the company-wide heroin policy.
Although they're a very awesome company to work for, and I would never want to talk poorly of them because I love my job.
No, absolutely. We
And
all love
so
Blizzard.
I'm here for fun, for my friends, and
Yeah,
for
we flate
games
Blizzard
that I'm
on a
passionate
regular
about.
basis as
Yeah.
much as I don't really want to.
Yeah.
So I will only say it once, and now I've said it, and it'll be posted up elsewhere on the buyer fee, so you guys are aware. But,
Be on the website or somewhere else. I don't
yeah,
know. We'll figure it
but
out.
I will ignore all questions.
Yeah.
Apparently, Sean has been
ignoring the
possessed.
question.
Has been possessed by Cody. That just happened.
Yeah. I saw. Anywho, you guys ready to move on to news?
Actually,
Now
I
that
saw
we've gotten
I
that
saw
out of
one
the way.
interesting thing that
Huh.
I thought they had stopped doing. Diablo 2 ladder is resetting in a couple of days. I didn't realize that Blizzard still did ladders for Diablo 2.
Didn't either.
Yeah, Diablo 2 ladder is resetting.
I have no comments.
So
Well, you all like glanced at me like briefly, like, do you know?
So before
I wasn't
before we move on to the news, I wanted to say that Brain Maggot just said, "Nice hat, Stefan. Nice hair, Stephanie."
Oh,
so
thank you.
the Steph's got the Steph's.
I'm looking at this
were
one
enjoyed.
as if that's where the camera is, but I'm just reading.
No, it's not. Anyways, so let's get on to the news then, shall we?
have to?
Yeah, we do.
Oh.
We're gonna start with your favorite topic, by the way:
Yay! It's my favorite topic.
electronic sports or esports.
Specifically, esports has been added to the fucking dictionary.
Yes, it has. Boo!
It's official. It's real.
Boo earns
Why boo?
because it's not.
not
Because
a fucking
I hate
sport.
that name.
It
I
is a
hate.
sport, and I love the name.
No, it's not a sport.
Well,
By the way,
really
we're
can't
by the
hold
way,
on,
figure out if we're
hold
by
on.
the
arguing
way,
again.
we're not getting into this like the whole is it a sport
Wait,
kind of thing.
hold on.
You can go to
Darren,
any one of our
hold on,
previous
shh,
podcasts.
shh. Darren, would you like to handle this one?
hold on. I was gonna say was, God damn it.
Would you like a second?
What I was gonna say is, goddamn,
No, you
sums it up.
distracted me.
Oh.
I was gonna say was, the problem was esports not being considered a sport, right?
Yeah,
What is the official definition of esport if it's in the dictionary?
I don't know. I probably should have looked at it. I'm sorry, I was at work today, guys. I didn't get a chance. I'll let them do
Because
it.
my
It's
thing
basically
is-
something like
Because my thing is, okay, sure, esports is technically not a sport. That's fine, but now it has its own definition.
Well, so they had to clarify.
I think it's
probably
basically
for
like competitive
the
video
argument.
gaming is their definition.
Makes sense.
It's something along those lines.
By the way, without getting into the argument again, if you guys want to know our views on esports, then go back to any of
Previous
our
episode, the episode before
we
that.
should write an official statement
There's actually a couple of
for
On the
on our
bio.
biopics.
We'll just put stance on esports.
All right.
is a sport, not a
Esports,
sport.
pronounced e-sports or
A-sports.
e-sports.
A-sports here in the Sweden.
I'm not
With an
kidding.
H.
E-sports.
Usually used with a plural verb, competitive tournaments of video games, especially among professional gamers.
All right. So that's what e-sports is.
Now, what I was hoping Darren
acceptable.
would do
Esports
was
on
esports added to the
podcast.
dictionary. Next topic. Because that's the
No,
only way
so
we're going to win an
then it-
argument.
Accurately describes what esports is. Esports is its own definition now.
Yeah.
So,
Still a sport.
Next topic.
I'm just saying.
I just
Vari-
gotta watch both your guys.
There's no reason to be upset it has its own
Golden.
definition now.
So Verizon purchased AOL for $4.4 billion. I did not know that
I
AOL
think
was
they
still
were
doing
trying
things.
to. Did they actually succeed?
It's
think
it's
it's
going to be
I know it's in
happening
the
over the
works.
next few months or whatever it is.
Okay.
But I think it is. official.
Verizon bought the AOL.
Yeah,
The
but AOL
esports.
owns,
E-sports.
Apparently
AOL owns
there's-
a lot of companies, though, that I didn't realize they owned.
Oh really?
Because I was reading there was a few
Well, didn't it used to be AOL Time Warner?
ages ago.
Verizon's buying Time Warner confirmed?
No, I
What are
mean
they-
like AOL runs a couple of like news websites that I didn't realize that was an AOL property.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the concerns was Verizon got in trouble for trying to ban certain news agencies that they owned, news outlets, from reporting on certain stories. specifically on net neutrality stories. So a lot of people are like, shit, are these more fucking websites that are going to have limited, like, basically Fox News of the internet?
Maybe. Probably.
Yeah, I'm actually not surprised AOL is actually still around, considering that, believe it or not, most of the country doesn't have high-speed internet. They're still on broad.
There's still something like 3.2 million people who use AOL.
See, I live in my
regularly.
California bubble. I don't. That's hard for me
Those
to
of us
recognize.
who've actually left the
Use
state.
modems. There are some people who use satellite internet too.
I feel so bad for them.
Yeah.
Weird.
That sucks.
I wonder
so
what
much ass.
what the actual. Sorry, I wonder what the lag is like on that.
26K
I once
is what
talked
I
to
got.
a friend
Is it
of
really?
mine who was in Alaska, and I was like, "So what's it like out there with the internet?
It's like living in
What do you
95.
What do you do with your internet? How do you game?" And the answer was with many, many sad tears.
We go out into the ice and we play with the wolves. Try not to get eaten by bears.
Well,
You press cast spell, and then you go and you catch a fish, and you make dinner, and you come back, and then you wait 5 seconds, and then your spell casts.
Well, what they
But
do
you're
is
probably dead by then.
Probably.
They buy the new games that
Get
come
eaten by a
out. So,
bear.
you know, like let's say they bought Guild Wars 2 and they read the manual that tells them how the game is played, and then they take that manual out into the woods and actually be the game.
Yeah.
'Cause that's the only way they can actually play the game.
Cast spell, put hand up, pretend fireball. Bear eats you, you lose.
Bear's immune to imaginary fireball.
Yeah. And then kind of along the line of what we were actually just talking about in terms of internet and all that junk, FCC actually denied the request to delay net neutrality rules because all them companies that want your internets to not be free wanted them to delay it or something, and that's not going to happen. So those will be going into effect hopefully pretty soon, I would imagine.
On the note of the government actually doing something beneficial, the U.S. ARC managed to get an injunction upon the Lacey Act, so those animals I told you were now banned, that has not gone into effect yet.
So I would actually
So-
have
Further
this
ruling.
show on Twitch under
Actually-
Reptile Talk shows if that was a thing. But
Yeah, I know there's at least one other person beside me in the world who cares about that.
I know. No, I'm joking with you.
So you could suck my ass.
No,
Suck it.
eat my biscuits.
Can I film it?
The reason
Yes.
that bad news isn't necessarily like all that bad,
Forever.
by the way, about the FCC is that apparently the petitions didn't include certain rules, which would basically were the rules that would prevent companies from blocking content.
Yeah.
Like
No, it's a
which
good
is basically the reason.
It's
we're
a good
all
thing
like,
that the FCC told the companies to go suck an egg. That's basically what it says.
yeah.
Because companies were like, "Hey, can you like make this not enforceable until we find some legal loophole to get it shut down?" And the FCC was like,
No.
eat a dick."
Nope.com.
Like a big bowl of dicks.
Yeah.
All the
Anyways,
dicks.
so television news. By the way, so I'm only going to go over a few of these because these are only a couple shows that I give a fuck about.
I know Constantine was
You could
canceled.
PayPal me $50 and I'll show you my boobs.
If you guys care about what shows were picked up or canceled that we don't mention here, you want to know the fates, honestly, Google them.
Google
These
that
are
shit.
just ones that we care about, and we have already done a couple of these, actually. So, first and foremost, the ABC, because it has a lot of shows that I apparently watch. I didn't realize were all ABC. They'll be renewing Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. No shit there. Saw that happening. Agent Carter's coming back. That is actually fantastic. I'm happy about that. I like that show. Let's see, S.H.I.E.L.D. spinoff has been shelved. The one that we reported a couple weeks ago is not happening because of Agent Carter. Other shows renewed. Gallivant, which is fucking fantastic because that's a great fucking show.
I
love
watched
it.
one episode and I was like,
I love that show.
And
You like My Little
I'm
Pony
a
and you didn't like a
girl.
musial show?
And I didn't know.
What does it have to
You're
do with being a
fucking
girl?
weird.
It's you either don't like the humor or you do like the humor. I thought it was
No,
funny.
My point was she likes My Little Pony and she's judging other shows.
Okay, let's clarify. You also like Adventure Time.
It's not the same thing.
Totally the
It's
same.
not the same thing at all.
Totally
I would
the
like
same
you to
thing.
write a
Keep
thesis.
looking at
All right,
I
all
would
right,
like to see a
chat.
thesis.
Prove her wrong, please.
Yeah, please acknowledge that Adventure Time is leaps and bounds a
Different.
billion times better than fucking My Little
Not
Pony.
better. That's not what I'm looking for. Different. That's all I care
Not
about.
the same
well,
thing.
definitely not the same thing.
Dear Lord.
But I will say that, I couldn't get into it. I didn't like because I did professional singing back in the day, I am not a fan of how it's done. So, moving on.
Anyways, we had a comment from Bray Mag. He said, "Geeks who love technology, just to start, there are ways to find out sticking around visiting the website." I don't know. I'm not sure. Does that mean that he's happy we were talking about technology?
Also,
We talk
Colin
all
Stone has said
things.
God is real. The Mindy Project was canceled.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
He says that because I love the Mindy Project.
Yes.
You are just digging yourself into a hole of your opinion doesn't matter.
So, you'll be happy, though. Once Upon a Time's coming back.
I do like one.
That got
You're
renewed.
like 3 statements away from being a white male
I do like
with how little your
New
opinion's going to
World
matter.
still coming, I believe. Still-
Also, just a couple of them I don't necessarily watch, but some people might care about. The Goldbergs, Blackish, Castle, Modern Family, Grey's Anatomy, Nashville, and a few more.
Grey's
Also
Anatomy's
back.
still going?
I didn't know that was still going.
I could have sworn I saw a series finale with my ma like fucking 5 years ago.
Yeah, that's still happening.
I say ma.
I'm actually glad Castles got renewed.
Meh.
Castles is a really good show.
That's a grandma name.
So, ABC actually picked up the Muppets. I know we talked about they wanted to do it.
Fuck yes,
it's
they did.
actually happening.
Yeah,
There's a trailer for it, and it looks good.
I was concerned.
Really good.
I was really
Haven't seen the
concerned
trailer.
because, TV show. It's kind of like, I
as
think
Statler and
a
Waldorf
friend
are
of mine described it as kind of, I said kind of like The Office, but it's more like 30 Rock
Yeah, it's like
meets
30
The
Rock.
Office. Yeah, actually just,
It's
more like, because they have the interview crap.
Yeah, well, they do that in 30 Rock too.
Do they?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. I was trying to remember if they did that.
Actually, they don't.
No,
You're
they
right.
don't. So
No.
it's
Yeah.
like an Office meets 30 Rock kind of deal.
Office
which
means 30 Rock.
I'm
Yeah, so it's
excited
around a
about.
Muppet Show.
So it's basically Parks and Rec with Muppets.
Who's gonna be the non-Muppet?
They don't really have. They didn't
Yeah.
show any. They're just like, hey, every Muppet you've ever seen ever is gonna be here.
Including weird references to ones that appeared in like the background of the first
I
season.
saw Swedish Chef and he said bork bork bork. That's all I care about.
The premise of the show is it's
Statler and Waldorf, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're both there.
The premise of the show is that they are doing the show in as if it was
It's like
they're
a
real
variety.
people. Just no, like the whole show is them making the show or behind the scenes.
Right, I mean, that's Muppets.
So it's the Muppets. Like one of my favorite sequences was a girl dating Fozzie Brown. And his dad, her parents were like, "How are you guys gonna, raise your children?" And she's like, "I know what you're trying to say. It's 'cause he's a bear." and then
Yes.
his dad's like, "So what are your kids gonna do? Are they gonna poo in the woods?" And then Fozzie Bear's like, "That is a negative stereotype."
That is separate but equal.
So I actually,
like, that's amazing.
I want to know who Gunrunner is now because they said, "Are you going to talk about vaccines causing autism, or is Barack Hussein Obama bought your voices too?" So we don't get into politics on this show, so no. But
we have talked about vaccines.
We have talked about
before.
vaccines plenty of
And
times,
autism.
and if you think vaccines cause autism, you're a raging fucking idiot, and should
And
be
your name is Jenny
euthanized.
McCarthy.
And you should be euthanized.
No, even she says she was wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways,
She's like, by the way, kid's not actually autistic. We were wrong.
So anyways, back onto our topics. So that was what we have for television. Like I said, a lot of shit got announced this week in terms of what shows are coming back, what got picked up. If you guys want to do that, just Google it. Go to IGN or something. They've been doing that shit all week long. Anyways, back into some Marvel news. So they announced which superheroes are going to be in Captain America Civil War. They're literally all of them. Like anyone you've ever seen in a Marvel movie yet, including a couple you haven't, are going to be in Civil War.
Was Catman a Marvel property? Or
I've
was it
never
one of
even
the-
heard of Catman.
Well, when Batman
You're
first
talking
came
about
out.
Panther.
No,
Black Panther?
no. When
he is a
Batman
Catman.
first came out,
Okay.
there was like this whole string of just like animal spaceman superheroes and
Squirrel Girl.
like basically, yeah. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, they did it with Batman. We can do it with a cat. We'll have Catman." And like Walrus Man. It was stupid. I was really curious if Marvel was one of those companies that tried to do that. Because I want to see Catman in the background. He's got
Might
the
have been.
cat signal,
He's like,
which is like a ball of yarn.
"Meow."
He's just scampering around the ball of
Want a
yarn doing
glass of
nothing.
milk.
Yeah. Anyways, so Vision will be back. Ant-Man will be in it. War Machine will be in it, and Thunderbolt Ross. I don't know who Thunderbolt Ross is.
He's Ross.
I don't
He is
follow
Thunderbolt.
Marvel as much as I do DC.
Oh, that's true.
Sorry. I had Vertigo.
But yeah, they'll all be there. Black Panther's supposed to be in it. I've heard Spider-Man. They're expecting to be in it. So yeah, this is might as well
Probably have the Wasp.
might as well be an
Finally.
event.
For
Might as
many
well be an
years,
Avengers
I've been
movie at this point.
complaining. Many years I've been complaining Wasp
Yeah,
was
they might.
not there.
They
She'll
might.
probably be in it. She has
See,
to
but
be.
my thought is that because they're doing Captain America Civil War, they might do, if you know the plot about Civil War, they might do Iron Man Civil War.
Do a separate one. Yeah.
Separate but equal.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk some games. And guess what? I'm sorry, guys. This is a Nintendo-heavy segment.
You
this
stop
week.
apologizing for the best company getting some love.
Yeah, seriously.
So this is the best. This is the best news I heard all week, by far. Nintendo actually officially partnered with Universal Studios,
Like,
meaning
as in, like, parks and... Like,
Star Wars stuff, like
Star
or
Wars
not
stuff?
Star Wars. Sorry, Nintendo stuff in Universal Parks.
a
which-
reason to go to Universal
Which
Studios.
makes a lot of sense because they're not going to have that Marvel license forever. In fact, probably not too much longer because it expires.
As soon as that shit
and
expires,
that means,
as it
that means,
expires.
taking it
that means
back.
Disney's going to be like, oh, fuck you, now it's going in on all our parks, so eat a dick. So they got to have something to fill it with. Nintendo dick is the best kind of dick,
Could-
so
Sure
they're
is.
going to do it.
Could you imagine going to like Universal Studios Florida and having the Mario Kingdom and you just eat mushrooms that make you trip out all day
Oh
long?
my gosh, you,
It's
you
like,
jump on
here's some magic
trampolines
mushrooms.
To, like, get your mushroom out of the box ahead of you. That'd be awesome.
That'd be
Oh my god, the
baller.
food lines would be so awful because there'd be that one morbidly obese family who can't get the trampoline to work to get up to their food, but they won't stop trying.
Can't jump on the trampoline.
Dear Lord, hold on, let me just mute you.
I go to jump on the trampoline. You pulled me down even more. I'll bring it back up. I jump on the trampoline and just dance. I can't get off the ground. On the
we can
rascals
do that.
and
That's
shit.
asking for a lawsuit.
Yeah.
I would love to see a rascal on a trampoline.
Are these trampolines work with rascals? Yeah.
They're not handicapable accessible.
Yeah.
No, wait, whoa, slow down. Handicapped people and morbidly obese people are two very different categories.
I'm morbidly obese, handicapped man.
If you don't have any legs, then yes.
on Marvel Civil War. No, okay.
She sounds like a character from the Mari episode of South Park.
At any rate, I'm excited for Nintendo being in the theme park. That's all I really give a
No,
shit
I am
about.
too.
It didn't really matter.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
something I think needed to happen in the 80s.
okay, I was going to say it didn't really matter who, but I'm glad it's not Knott's Berry Farm.
The Harry Potter one is in Universal
I'll say that.
Studios too, right?
Sorry, not.
I don't think they can afford that.
The Harry Potter one is in Universal Studios.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
it'll-
I
it'll-
would totally go to Orlando,
it'll be-
Florida
it'll-
for that.
no,
Harry
it'll-
Potter and
That's
Nintendo
opening in
one fell
America.
swoop.
That's opening in
Not
California
America,
next
California.
year.
No, you know what? I stand by my statement. There's one opening in America because Florida should not be considered a state anymore.
So
God,
when
no.
we go as a guild group to BlizzCon next year, instead of Disneyland, we're probably going to go to Harry Potter World instead.
Harry Potter World.
Because some people
Speak
in the
for
guild
yourself.
won't go to Disneyland.
Keep in mind that that's like a 3-hour fucking drive.
That's not a 3-hour drive. That's if
Universal
not in
Studios?
traffic, it's a 45-minute drive.
Yeah, that's not that far.
When are you going to get there not in traffic?
Not in Universal.
We
Considering
leave
we go
at
on a
4 o'clock in the
Thursday?
morning.
Yeah, no. We're not going.
We skip the traffic. We get there super early. Any cool rides you guys can think of that you'd love to see?
Mario Kart, dude, like, are you
That
kidding?
makes sense,
Like, it
yeah.
just makes too much sense.
Legend of
Dude,
Zelda.
Metroid.
A zoo with
Yeah.
Pokemon.
Star
Metroid,
Fox.
but
Dude,
in
if we-
morph balls, so
Pokemon
you just
petting
sit in
zoo?
the- You just
Pokemon
sit in
petting
you
zoo.
sit in a ball like a hamster ball, and they roll you down a track, and you just end up sick to your stomach as
They
you spin.
glue a Pikachu tail to a fucking rat.
Pokemon
They just
Snap.
dye a chinchilla yellow.
Yeah.
Couldn't they do Pokemon Snap?
They could have a
They
Sonic
could do
the Hedgehog
Pokemon
ride
Snap.
going
Oh,
super
that'd be cool.
fast.
Yeah.
They do a Pokemon Snap the way they did like the Buzz Lightyear
Yeah.
ride
And it
at
would be
Disneyland.
different every time.
Did you guys see, by the way, some of you guys might have seen it, that video I sent out about the virtual reality park that's opening in Utah?
see it.
Did you guys, none of you saw it?
No.
It's the virtual Be a Mormon or
No.
Oh.
No, there is a virtual reality. There's a video about it. It's a virtual reality theme park opening up in Utah that they actually build like, say it's like an alien one, like you're on an alien spaceship. They give you a gun. You have the VR headset, but they actually build the corridors. And everything has actual tactile response to it as to what
cool.
you're doing. And they were showing like if there's like one of those digital pads to open up a door, it will be just a flat pad, but it'll correspond with what you see. So as you're touching the buttons in your VR headset, it's actually working on the pad.
Oh my
and the
gosh,
door will
it's
open
Total
up.
Recall. It's Total Recall. It's happening.
But there was a lot of really cool. I'll find it. I'll show you guys it
Post
later.
it.
I don't
But-
remember any virtual reality in Total Recall.
Well, I mean, they just...
The imaginary memories,
It's
though,
just
right?
the start. It's just the start of it. You can totally get imaginary memories.
I get
and
where
attack
she's
on it,
going
yeah.
with the in Total Recall. If I'm remembering the right movie, and correct me if I'm wrong, because there's a lot in that generation that all basically seemed like the same movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. That was the one where like you'd go on vacation, but instead of actually going anywhere, you go to this place for like an hour, and they implant memories in your brain that were the vacation.
Yeah.
No, they have, yeah.
So
pretty
yeah,
much,
it's an imaginary theme park
It's
basically.
just
So
the
it's kind of
start,
in the same vein.
Minus the chemicals and the brain altering. It's all.
So when they
digital.
realize it's cheaper to make you think you spent the day at a park than actually having a park,
Yeah,
that
all
would
you
be
do
the
is pay
next
for
step.
power instead of running these giant
Yeah.
machines. And
Yeah, but at no point in the movie does he actually like, imagine him going anywhere like Mars. He actually goes to Mars. He actually goes there.
Get your ass to Mars.
Yeah. No.
No.
Total Recall, he didn't go to
No,
Mars.
no. That's not Mars. That's not
Yes,
Total
he
Recall.
did.
Yes, he does.
Am I thinking of the wrong movie?
Yeah, he did.
He goes to Mars.
Well-
He doesn't imagine
At
it.
least in the Arnold.
Oh, no,
one.
yeah,
Well,
no,
hold
Arnold does.
The
That's
new
Hold
right.
on.
one doesn't.
It depends on what you believe, but he goes to Mars.
No,
I
in the
believe
movie
he
he
actually went to
does,
Mars.
because in
I'm
his
just saying, it
in
depends
the
on
in the
what you
dream or
believe.
in the memories, something.
Well, in that
happened
case,
that
I
he
don't
couldn't
believe the
figure out.
Ghostbusters ever fought the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Right.
I'm saying
Blasphemy.
But you
No, they
could
didn't.
fight the State Puft Marshmallow Man theoretically in the theme park. Are they?
We are arguing
Yes.
way too much
Okay.
about this.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Moving on. Let's go.
Which movie?
Total
I
Recall.
thought you were talking about Ghostbusters. Now
I
I'm
really-
so confused.
I love
like
Total
that
Recall.
movie.
Now, I watched the
Yeah.
movie like a
Fantastic.
month ago.
Okay.
So you guys remember when we talked about Nintendo making smartphone games?
Nope.
Yes.
Yes.
As in-
So for those of you who do remember, Dan doesn't believe it. He refuses to believe that we ever talked about that. Nintendo said that they're going to release 5 smartphone games by 2017, which
they're trying.
given
They're trying to.
given the size of
Ambitious.
Nintendo, Well, no, given the size of Nintendo and the, I guess how quickly smartphone games come out nowadays, I was actually a little underwhelmed by that number. I thought there would be more.
Now, okay, they actually did make an official statement about that. So they said, okay, well, some people are saying it might seem like a smaller number, but they're saying, look, we're trying to make quality games here, not just pump out game after game after game. We're going to treat our IP with respect, basically, is how they're doing it. And they're going to be like, no, we're making good shit.
As they should.
You know what they could start with? Just straight porting all their NES and Super NES titles to the smartphones, and they would make all their money.
I'm sure that's
Even
obviously on the
classic
table
game,
for them.
yeah,
But,
NES and Super NES.
but they're
start with
probably
that.
going to start that at around the same time.
Yeah.
No, as someone who's tried to play, I think it was Final Fantasy IV on my tablet, trying to play that on my tablet, pain in the ass.
Was it?
Even with the larger screen.
All the Pokemon ports have worked fairly well once you get used to the way the controls work.
That's not an official Nintendo product.
No, but
What isn't? Final Fantasy?
His playing of it, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But no, but he was saying 4, not Record Keeper. No, it's not a Nintendo product. It's a Square Enix product. But yes, I know.
Yeah.
But
I'm just saying, like, the controls are
I think
they're wonky.
I think Final Fantasy's games are made by DNA though, which are making Nintendo's.
Okay, yeah.
I believe they are.
And that Record Keeper game that was fantastic.
They're definitely made by
I'm
DNA.
kind of going down on playing it as much right now, but
yeah. Anyway, so yeah, no word on the titles, only that they'll be based on their current IPs. And the producer of Mario Kart is leading the projects.
Yep.
They didn't name the name of the person who leads Mario Kart, but
they actually specifically didn't.
But you know they know who is the head producer on Mario
Reggie?
Kart. So
Please tell me it's Reggie.
No, it's not Reggie.
Although speaking,
it's not Iwata, it's not Miyamoto, it's someone. Anyways, Nintendo revealed their new integrated membership service. That's what's replacing Club Nintendo, right?
You could say that.
By the way, you have until June 30th. I think it's June 30th. All their shit's half off on Club Nintendo. So if you have your coins or points or whatever, spend them now. That's the time to do it. But anyways, when it comes to their integrated membership service, they said the idea behind it is that the consumer can access multiple devices using one common ID that will include 3DS, Wii U, the NX, smartphones, and PCs. Thank fucking God, by the way.
Yeah.
That's something they needed to do for a long fucking time.
It seems like they finally went, oh my God, about all this networking and electronics and software, and went, what are we doing? Why aren't we doing all this? And are finally jumping on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So, random question from the chat, by the way. What would be the best nerd geek themed porn? That's out there.
Depends on what your taste is.
Yeah.
What? I'm assuming your answer is pirates.
No,
It's already been done.
No, he said it's out there.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. Your answer.
Well,
is
I mean, no. I mean, there's if you like hentai, there's anime porn. If you like cosplay girls, there's cosplay porn. I don't know.
Nerd geek.
I think he's
themes.
saying what would be
Theme,
the
like a
best
theme.
themed porn.
Like having a bunch of superheroes.
You can have any
or
porn
do
based
something.
off of the nerd geek realm. What would you make?
Oh, I don't know. Shit.
It'd have to be something Dungeons and Dragons. It'd just be hilarious.
I'm
I'm
gonna
pretty sure
roll
that's
this.
also been done.
I'm gonna roll.
Wait.
Like in the middle of doing it, yeah, no,
Take
like
stamina.
legit in the middle of doing it, he drinks a potion, rolls a d20.
What's the
So what
armor
would
class
be
of your butthole?
So, all right. So you're
I beat
naked.
the armor class.
You're naked.
Bam.
You're naked. You're fucking 2 seconds away from getting
That has to
getting
exist
strange,
already.
and you fucking critical
roll a one.
you,
roll one.
you bend your dick trying to enter.
Yeah,
and you die.
No, you don't. A critical miss doesn't necessarily
You
mean
bleed
you
out
die.
and die.
you
It
start
just breaks your
you
dick.
start bleeding. You go unconscious.
You
You start
die.
bleeding out.
And then
but
she has to stabilize you
But then a medic, a hot, sexy female medic, comes in.
and makes fun of you for having a broken dick,
Yeah, and then mends your dick.
Yeah.
and then breaks it again.
Would you get like your Zelda hearts on top, and as you wear out, it goes, pew, pew, pew,
Yeah.
That'd be the magic stamina bar.
And then
Now,
for some
if it's
reason,
BDSM,
for some
then
reason,
your hearts would start to bleed.
as the hearts deplete, it does this. It just goes down.
Wow, we need to stop listening to Gunrunner for talking topics.
We
Next
can
topic.
Right.
Earlier he had said, and I'm really curious who he thinks, of the 5 people, who are those of us who smoked a lot of pot? Because he said
0 of us.
He said no. Don't give him the answer. He said
that's the
that you could tell who smoked pot. I'm really curious who smoked pot.
Yeah, who smoked pot?
The guy with toilet paper on his head?
No, I want to know who he thought. This isn't like a ha ha fuck you question. No, this is legit. I want to know who he thought smoked pot.
Yeah, that'd be
I
good to
want
know,
to know
man.
who that is.
All right.
My
I
guess
already
would be-
I already
my guess
said
would
the
be this
answer's
guy.
0.
The
But
guy with toilet paper on his
I
head.
I have
No.
smoked pot, but I didn't.
yeah,
know
I
that.
have in the past, but I didn't inhale.
When I was 12 years ago.
You did intro retro
I'm old.
inhaling.
I did that thing that Clinton did.
First he farted, and then he shoved the joint in his ass. He sucked the fart back in.
Got a blowjob from a Jew.
Who did what? Okay, moving on.
Wow. Nintendo will make no E3 announcements about NX smartphones or quality of life device.
They apparently have a quality of life device, by the way. Whatever.
Who does?
The Wii Fit board?
No, I don't know. There's some bullshit they're coming out with. I don't care. No one cares.
They're going to focus solely on Wii U and 3DS.
Oh, hey, Nintendo! Here's an idea for your next console. If you have a tablet on it, don't have it arbitrarily turn on and show me an advertisement in my own fucking home while the system's off. I don't like coming downstairs in the morning and having the Wii U tablet on facing the fucking stairs with a fucking random ass commercial on it.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Also, Nintendo is considering removing region locking from their next platform, which is something they've needed to do for a while.
Since, like, 1987.
Yeah. Iwata said, removing region locking from current game machines presents various issues, so we don't consider that to be very realistic. However, regarding NX, given the customer feedback and proposals from the market, while nothing has been decided yet, we're currently investigating internally what problems there would be in realizing it. You can think of it as the current situation. I understand your desire, so I'd like to look at it optimistically going forward. So hopefully that means yes.
Yeah, basically, as long as it proves to not be a problem, I imagine.
Sounds
yes.
like we'll try.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Nintendo's got its first tournament in 25 years at E3. So if you guys remember the Nintendo World Championships 25 fucking years ago,
Yeah.
which I actually competed in.
Did you really?
I did.
How far'd you make it?
Not past the starter round.
That's what I figured.
I was 5 at the time.
You try harder, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Actually, no,
And
I
you
take
guys-
that back. According to what was it? So I competed in the Nintendo World Championships were at Universal Studios. So I actually competed like on a stage at Universal Studios. That's the one that they make a big deal about in The Wizard.
Were you
that one
the
game.
William Hung of the Nintendo tournament?
No, because we weren't eating controllers.
William Hung was the bad singer.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was that guy who eats hot dogs.
I don't know his name.
No, I wasn't William Hung. There were people that did way worse than me. If I remember correctly, it was you had to collect 100 coins in Super Mario Brothers, then you had to complete a course in Rad Racer, and I can't remember what the third part was, but you had like 5 minutes to do it all in. And it was the fastest times moved up to the championship.
There's actually a really, really funny video that they made.
Yeah, if you get a chance, watch
So,
the
yeah, watch
video
the-
of Reggie.
Watch
Yeah.
the video of Reggie, like, quitting his job.
That, what was I going to say? Those cartridges, by the way, those Nintendo cartridges they used for the competition go for, like,
Disgusting amounts of
fuck
money.
trucks worth of money.
That's the dumbest
It's like
thing I've ever
it's
heard.
like
All right.
2 fuck trucks worth of money right there.
Yeah, well, they have a gold cartridge and they have a gray cartridge. The gray cartridge is probably like 5,000 you can get for the
Yeah.
gray one. For the gold one, it's like 100,000.
Yeah. Well.
It's something stupid.
It's a collector's item you can't get.
So it's weird that the way that they're actually getting you to enter into the tournament.
How are they doing it?
Like, you have to compete. You have to go to a Best Buy.
oh,
Like,
Yeah.
it's really... That's
no
I
longer
don't-
give a shit.
Well...
I see. I'd like to imagine the Best Buy execs like, holy crap! On the day of the tournament, the amount of people in the store like went up 27 times. Like, this is ridiculous. How did our sales do? They actually went down. What? And people stole a lot. Like, we have a lot of
bad
stuff missing.
So before Best Buy, though, Nintendo
Well-
actually used to do tournaments through Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
I competed in one year that was Donkey Kong Country.
and it's not the tournament
Donkey
itself.
Kong.
It's just so you can get a spot in the tournament.
Yeah.
You have to go to Best Buy and do shit. I
Oh.
guess. I don't know.
I'm not as there's a real like awesome nostalgic part in my heart about the whole like Nintendo Championships thing, so I don't care about this one. But yeah,
You're not
anyways.
even going to try it? None of you?
No.
Not even, no?
I don't care that
I
much.
know I'm not
have
good
you
enough.
have you seen the
If I have the
videos
time.
of the people winning the Nintendo, like even the Pokemon video game tournaments? Have
Watch-
you seen videos of that?
Watch anyone...
Like the guy who won is like a
None of the
27-year-old
Nintendos.
neckbeard, and the second and third place people are these like 7-year-old kids who just look defeated. And this guy's like,
See, the thing is
That's
I,
out of
all right,
the
come on.
spirit
Watch
of
any
it.
Japanese guy do a speedrun of any Nintendo game, and
And
my
you're not
answer is
gonna
I'm
win.
not going to
Yeah.
win.
yeah, I've never considered myself a good gamer in any game I've ever played. I consider myself a decent gamer that if I play it long enough, I can get competitive at. But I've never been a good gamer.
I
at
consider
anything.
myself a bad gamer, and I enjoy the fuck out of being
Yeah,
terrible.
you can get decent things.
As soon as I realize I'm doing okay, I start to do worse.
Yeah, once you realize it. Yeah.
I can't have people thinking I'm competent at video games, and they'll think that they could bring me into their teams, and I don't want nothing to do with that shit.
I'm the
So
same as you.
it's a good decision.
I'll play, and I
I
get
do all right in
good,
Rust, I
but
guess.
then when I start
Mostly 'cause my
losing,
paranoia finally
then
pays
I'm
off.
a horrible
And a
loser.
lot of it is just
I definitely like when I play Heroes of the Storm. I don't consider myself to be good at Heroes of the Storm, but I feel like I'm like right in the middle. You know, I think I could fucking hang. I could probably get to like Hero League 25 or something.
But yeah, also, there's gonna be a new digital event that Nintendo's doing.
Yeah, they're not doing a press conference.
Yeah.
Square. By the way,
And I love those digital events, so I'm like, this is
so for the first time ever, Square Enix is doing a press conference.
great. Oh my god.
So I know that they have a lot of shit. They've got like Tomb Raider
They did
and
Final
Final
Fantasy,
Fantasy
right?
15.
Yeah.
But
Just
if there
15,
was
or
a
did they
chance for a Final Fantasy 7 remake,
That's what I was just gonna say. You know what this is? This is they're gonna show you the intro video to Final Fantasy VII redone to today's current standards, and we're like, and that's all we're gonna show you.
That's the
And
tech
then
demo.
that's a tech demo, and then 3 years later,
This is what the PS5 can do.
They're like, that was just a teaser. We're not actually making the game.
Every press conference, they just update that one scene
Yeah,
over
that's
and
all
over
they're
and
gonna do.
over.
They're never
again.
gonna actually give you a remade
Just be
Final
like,
Fantasy VII.
no, what would make me lose my shit is they're like, you guys wanted Final Fantasy 7 remade. That's why we're bringing you Final Fantasy 8 HD remake.
I know, seriously, right?
No!
Be like Slippy.
I will fucking cut every single one of you motherfuckers.
You guys asked for it. Here's Final Fantasy X-3. What?
God damn
7
it.
squared.
Yeah.
I'm bad at math, but that's not what we
Final
asked
Fantasy
for.
49.
So Nintendo digital event, no Zelda at E3. That's not happening.
Yeah,
So.
Zelda's not going to be talked about at all.
The black. Tell me about this one, Stefan. The Black Glove.
So that was a game that some guys from Irrational that left or got fired. I really don't remember.
Is it like Smell the Glove?
But basically, and Irrational actually totally supported
Spinal
the game.
Tap.
But what's funny about so I didn't even. I think we maybe even maybe heard about it and read about it once, but then never paid attention to it again. And I have a feeling that it was basically bad marketing. But basically, it was a project that even Irrational liked and thought was a good idea, but then never got enough Kickstarter funds to take off. So it's been the devs officially are not developing anymore.
Oh,
Okay.
well. So that's not a thing.
It's a shame. Because I really like the guys the Irrational guys do good stuff.
All right.
Rational people rarely do good things, though.
That's not true, Einstein.
Wasn't irrational.
So clarify for me this then. Next topic: Elite Dangerous free Steam key starting May 28th.
Anyone
Oh, are
that
they
bought
actually doing it?
anyone that bought Elite Dangerous from their online store specifically.
That's good because me and Darren
Finally.
had that problem.
Is
High
that
five.
is that retroactive?
Yes. What
You
they're
guys will
saying
get free Steam keys.
is that since we paid for it before it went to Steam, and when it went to Steam, the forums blew up like, "Hey, can I get a Steam key so I could run this shit through Steam and get my Steam overlay? Like, this would be great." And they were like, "We're not going to do that. This isn't happening." We're like, "What? Why the fuck not?" Because of all these reasons of the way the integration works and the way it worked, they were like, "It's not possible without costing us money." So they finally apparently decided, "Hey, we can do this," which is good because now I might start playing it again. So I don't need a separate fucking launcher for it.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Glad they finally did that.
Don't need 37 fucking different Steam apps. I just need Steam.
Looks like some justice was actually handed down on a cheater. Guild Wars 2 stripped a character of his clothes and executed him.
Yeah, it was the first actual
so good.
corporal punishment of a hacker in a game.
Fantastic.
Yeah, you're awesome, Chris.
I like it. Yeah, Chris Cleary, game security lead for ArenaNet, discovered it and recorded a video.
Yeah,
of
you guys.
them.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a short
Ba-
video and it's pretty
Basically,
great.
what they do is they take this character up to the. They found this guy who was hacking in PvP matches or whatever and was unkillable, basically. And if he
Yeah.
did die, he'd instantly respawn. So he was obviously hacking the game. So they took his character and they took him to the top of the tallest building in one of the main cities.
Yeah, I think it was in
stripped him naked.
Ascalon. There's
Yeah.
when you go up all those bridges and shit, and
I've
then
never
there's
played it,
basically there's a bridge connect. There's the two bridges on the sides. It doesn't
Yeah.
really make too much sense. It's like stairways, and then basically there's a bridge connecting them, and you can jump down. It's
Yeah.
like the fucking
Huge drop. So they took him up to the top of it. They stripped him naked. They made an announcement that he was a cheater. And then the GM who was controlling his character jumped him off the cliff. And when he hit the bottom, they logged him out and deleted all of his characters and banned him.
Yeah,
Good.
And then on top of
Fucking
that,
awesome.
That's awesome.
got all of his other accounts
Yeah,
too.
got all of his other accounts. Because he had multiple accounts. He was
Yeah.
doing all sorts of cheaty stuff. So my personal thought is I'll bet you money within a year that guy is actually working for the parent company of Guild Wars 2. Because he wasn't a script kiddie running some sort of script that he bought online. He was the only person doing this. Therefore, he found a way to exploit the game. In my opinion,
They'll probably hire him or
the
something.
perfect security, the best security for your company is people who've broken into it because they know how to do it.
Yeah.
You pay them enough so they're not going to try to rob you again. Bam, problem solved.
And then this one's pretty cool. I'm actually, I wouldn't say excited, but it piques my interest. Grandia 2 is coming to Steam.
This is a game I never played.
It's a game I never played either, but I
game?
really liked Grandia 1.
Okay, I never played that either.
Grandia 1 was really cool. By the way, if you want to try it, I have it on my PS3.
Okay, maybe.
But that was a
Mix
cool.
that in with the 47 other games we're all going to end up playing again.
Yeah. No, Grandia was cool, and I always heard Grandia 2 was amazing, so I would rather play it on Steam.
I'm just gonna continue my Final Fantasy VI playthrough because that game's amazing.
I'm going to keep playing Rust.
And Rust.
And Diablo.
And the
Elite
billions of other
Dangerous.
games. I'm going to keep playing Heroes of the Storm and
and Grand
Rust
Theft Auto.
and Grand Theft Auto 5 and
I'd play-
everything fucking else I'm playing
I'd
at
play
this exact
balls,
moment.
but my computer randomly shuts down.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't
We still
need you
need to figure that
DCing
out.
during a match.
It's terrible. Yeah.
I wish you were playing
I
with us,
screamed
though.
myself to DC last time, and
Kalefoss just came out.
Okay,
The Hunchback of Notre
He's
Dame.
like Jaina.
Why
He's
Why
a
can't
ranged
you play
assassin.
with us?
His
do
computer.
not. My computer
His
will
computer's
okay.
shitty. That's what
It's
happens.
literally falling
right.
apart.
My
His
computer
literally
rando
shits itself
blacks out
randomly.
and I haven't solved the problem yet.
Yeah.
But it's kind of terrifying when we're playing Rust. The idea
yeah.
of that constantly looming over our heads.
By the way, so that
I'm
was
sleeping in a field now. Oh,
It makes
fuck.
it more exciting.
so not only did Kalefoss came out, they actually this is something that I forgot to put on here. They actually a bunch of new shit was announced. The next character after Kalefoss is Johanna, which is the female crusader from Diablo 3. So Diablo's gonna get another warrior, it looks like, and then a bunch of mounts. And this is I know this is data mined, and I'm not.
Stop it.
No,
Stop it.
I'm just excited about it.
Stop it.
But no, there was Dota 2. Okay, so let's say hypothetically. Okay, hypothetically here.
This is all his opinion. and
This
his
is just my
hypothesis.
opinion, just mine alone, my own opinion. So Dota 2 does a thing where they announce, where you can change
Is he muting you? He's got a suspicious face.
No, I'm not muted. So Dota 2 does a thing where they can change the announcers in the game. So rather than the standard Dota announcer, you can buy a pack to make it sound like Gladys from Portal.
Oh yeah,
and,
yeah, I know
and
about
other
that.
cool things.
That's right.
So the thing that was data mined, or the things that people saw that they think this might be happening, mostly because there have actually been found wave files of some of these lines from other announcers, is that they're hoping, excuse me, that Heroes of the Storm is also going to get voice ones as well. In the case that they found audio files from Abathur and from what's it called? Abathur and Deckard Cain was mentioned.
Ooh,
So
Deckard Bane.
yeah, and Abathur.
You are playing Heroes of the Storm.
Yes. Abathur, though, is what I'm the most excited about because Abathur's kick ass. Oh, look.
There is now a lizard.
Dan's brought another animal to show and tell. Which animal is this?
It's Lur.
That's Lur, yeah.
He was asleep. He's not happy.
I was
No,
going to
he
say, it's
doesn't
past
care.
his bedtime.
Lure doesn't give a shit. Anyways,
Sleeps all
so
day anyway.
I needed something to distract me while we were talking about data mine crap.
yeah, enough about our games and data. I'm sorry. The only reason I said it is because I'm super excited about the possibility of Abathur being an announcer in Heroes of the Storm. Anyways, moving on to technology and science and all that other good stuff. Some things out of Tesla. You know how we talked about the Powerwall last week, that battery thing that they're doing where they're, allowing you to power your house and save some money on your power bill. That's sold out through, what was it, out until like halfway through or all the way through next year? Yeah, you might just want to hold that or
Yeah,
put it
just
on
back
Dan's desk. Yeah.
He's right back here.
It's just water.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's going to start a fire when you get on a lithium-ion
Powerwall
battery.
sold out, so if you want to
Fire
get your hands
stuff.
on it, you're going to have to get on a waiting list. Also, the Tesla Model 3 will be its most affordable Tesla, and it will be unveiled in March 2016 for $35,000.
Fingers crossed I'll start saving now. though.
Oh,
Alright.
only 35,000?
That's actually not that bad.
Was that the house battery or the new car?
New car.
Oh, okay, that's
It's
right.
a Tesla Model 3.
I was like,
pretty
the house
good.
battery. Well, I'll never have the house battery if it's
I'm super excited for
$35,000.
it.
So, Chip, the $9 computer, is going to be a thing.
Yeah,
Sounds like a Raspberry Pi,
it's better.
but cheaper.
Are you sure it's not a keychain?
No, it's a 1 gig.
It's actually, so it's about that big.
It's about
So
the
it's a
size of a
thumb
Raspberry
drive.
Pi. About, yeah.
It's like a third of a
Raspberry Pi is-
banana.
No, Raspberry Pi.
What 1 gigahertz, 512 megs of RAM, 4 gigs of storage, built-in Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, mainline Linux. Kickstarter asked for 50,000. They got 700,000 in 5 days.
Oh, wow.
So this is
We
going
need
to be
to
a
come
thing.
up with some stupid ass idea to do on Kickstarter.
Yeah. Where's Lur?
I
It's on
actually
the
have a
table.
really good idea
Oh.
for that. But I gotta patent it first before I let
Yeah,
everybody know.
that's
Yeah,
totally
don't
idea.
say anything. Oh, what's up, buddy? Sorry.
He's very upset with me right now.
Lur's my favorite.
He's giving me stink eye because I pulled him out of his nice
He's
warm
hanging
cage.
out. He's like, why am I on this stream?
And he's shedding, and you. Oh my god.
No,
okay.
he doesn't care. Lur doesn't care. He's the
Lizards
lizard
are
who
different
gives-
than snakes when it comes to sheds.
The animal that gives the least amount of shits in this house is that lizard right there.
I think
This
I
is
poked.
this is
what-
Lur's hunting phase.
What's Cthulhu?
Hunting phase.
Cthulhu,
Yeah,
right? The
Cthulhu.
female? Yeah. I poked her like 50 times.
By the way, Gunrunner says that's a weird looking cat.
Okay.
Okay.
Is he talking
Wait,
about
that's
He's
Lur?
talking about Lur.
Yeah. No,
He's
the
my
real
little
cat's
dragon.
running around the house.
One of many reptiles in the home.
And then finally, there's a solar road in the Netherlands that apparently produces way more energy than they expected it to produce.
Yeah, that's exciting.
So
I
what
think.
what makes it a solar road? Like, do they have it running
It's-
along this line?
Yeah,
of the
it's
road?
literally like
The
a
entire
bike.
road is a solar
Yeah,
panel.
it's
Oh, really?
Yeah, like you're biking on it and shit like that.
Wow.
So I
Yeah.
bet it's super hot all the time.
Yeah.
You think? No, they'd have coolers.
No, yeah,
They
it's
have to.
it's
They use the power to cool it.
It just takes.
No,
energy
I don't know the
and produces
details of like how it works and everything, but it is a road that is completely paved with a solar reactive substance that generates electricity.
Oh, cool.
And was it for just the neighborhood for regular use of energy? Or is
I
it
think that
public
was
energy?
I think the intent was public energy, like to kind of help the system.
Yeah.
But it's working, if I'm not mistaken, exponentially better than they expected it to. So they're
That's
like,
awesome.
this will help a little bit. They're like,
Which is
oh my
nice.
god, this helped a lot.
Yeah.
We don't have a problem anymore.
Yeah.
All right.
Which country was that?
Netherlands.
I think it said that it
Freaky
produced,
deaky Dutch?
Oh, but I don't remember the time frame.
They're not as efficient as Sweden. Doesn't Sweden have to bus in ship in other countries' garbage because they're too efficient? That they built their country to run on garbage, but they don't produce enough garbage anymore.
You see Sweden?
Probably.
I think it's Sweden.
That sounds right.
It sounds like a Sweden thing.
All right. So we have some emails. The ones we received from the week. This one from Avani. This is going to make your brain go the dumb. I'm letting you know up front.
God damn it.
Sorry. She says, "Hey guys, Ermiger, the semester is over."
No, it's not.
I-
You said that so incorrectly.
Wait, whoa.
Oh my god, the semester is over.
Ermiger.
Mike, before we continue,
Yeah.
you could have Darren read this email.
Why?
Go on.
It's like, nope.
Darren's like, no.
No. Oh, you didn't get it. No.
Now I get
Dumb not reading. Oh.
it. Avani sent his email. Next topic.
And we're done.
Anyway, she says, "I'm tired by totes kidding. Okay, so I play Disney Infinity religiously. Not surprising since I am a super Disney crazy fan. Sadly, I own only 4 figures since I need some sort of green paper to get more. I think you're just not trying hard enough because there's plenty of ways to make money, prostitution being one of them."
I was going to go with organ harvesting, which is way less like invasive and self-depreciating.
Yeah,
Wait, stealing other people's organs?
that's the way I want to do
Yeah,
it.
of
I was
course.
gonna say if she gave her own organs.
You don't harvest your own organs.
So
that
to
wouldn't
the-
be harvesting.
by
That
the
would
way,
be
for-
self-sacrifice.
Other organs in her body.
First person in the stream to actually just come in and say hello. Kit the shit.
Greetings.
You have my favorite name thus far.
Yeah,
Thank you, Kit.
got
the
to
shit.
us at the email portions. Anyways, see the figure.
Shine.
The figures look amazing, and I think I found a new hobby. Increases creepy breathing. Okay, so if the news has not already been
Did she
said,
actually type that?
Yes.
yeah,
God damn it.
I'd like to share a few updates on Disney Infinity 3.0 that oddly not many know yet. Otherwise, just ignore the rest of this email and go straight to the last paragraph.
Done.
No.
No, she gave us an out. We're
She
taking
gave
it.
us an
No,
out.
I'm going to read them.
Oh!
No, I'm looking at this as a lot too.
We're fine. One, they're adding... I'll read it fast. One, they're adding Mickey, Minnie, Mulan, Ultron, Hulkbuster, Olaf, Sam Flynn, and Cora
Wait.
from Tron Legacy.
Wait.
No.
Hey.
Mickey Mouse.
No.
No,
Hey,
I
hey.
have to ask a valid
Can
question.
you let him finish? Can you let him finish?
No.
Can you let him finish?
This is important.
Oh god.
Mike.
Very important.
Mike, ask Dan if you can let him
We
finish.
just watched
Can I
this
finish?
again.
No.
Can I finish?
No.
I want
Mickey Mouse was not a character in Disney Infinity yet.
Yeah.
The Disney character? Like, the entire fucking world was founded on
That
Mickey
surprises
Mouse,
me as well.
and it wasn't a default character? That would be like when Nintendo came out with the what are they, Amiibos or whatever the fuck they're called?
The Amiibos?
Yeah, the Amiibos.
They didn't
and not
include
having Mario.
Yeah.
No Mario. Not until the 3rd iteration of the game. Anywho,
Yeah.
carry on.
Anyways, Cora from Tron Legacy as new figures along with the Star Wars characters. I am super excited for Mulan as she is my favorite cross-dressing unsung Disney hero. I want to know what other cross-dressing Disney heroes you're speaking of. I cannot think of a single one. Because that sounded like there were multiple cross-dressing heroes.
Didn't Robin Hood dress as
Yes.
an old woman?
Yes,
Yes.
there's one. No,
Yeah.
you're right. You got one. Yeah.
I'm
so there's
amazed
two.
I thought of that.
I
There's
couldn't
two.
remember his name, but it was in my head.
I was like, there was a fox that dressed up as a lady
Also,
once.
Mulan's 3 accomplices.
Yeah, all the men.
Well, those aren't
All
heroes.
They're heroes.
No, they were side characters. They weren't the main
Oh,
hero.
the main
Yeah.
character.
When I think of a Disney hero, I imagine a name, a
I want to
title
say
character.
God and Hercules may
Yeah.
have shapeshifted or
Yeah.
pretended to be a
Zeus
woman.
probably did. He became everything to fuck everything.
Yeah.
No, but not a Disney movie.
Time for you to jam out my clam out.
Which also, if you haven't seen The Almighty Johnsons, it's basically this guy takes the essence of Odin and he's like learning his abilities, and shapeshifting is one of them, and it's the best episode. I'm gonna make y'all watch it. And you're gonna love
Awesome.
it. Yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
What?
Oh.
DC versus... No, finish the email first.
Yeah,
No,
we'll
no.
get to that at the end. We'll get to that. See, they're adding a new mode called Farming, very original name, where you grow food to increase your stats of your sidekicks. In case you didn't know, in Disney Infinity, we share a universe with smaller toys that dress up as our favorite Disney characters. Say you have a Miss Piggy toy sidekick, you'd be able to increase her stats so that she can help you hi-ya in combat. All previous Disney Infinity figures, including this one from 1.0, will be compatible with 3.0. So happy for this, as I hate not being able to play 1.0 with my Stitch figure.
But he wasn't a hero.
Yeah.
He counts.
Yeah, he counts.
The genie counts.
He counts.
If the accomplices weren't, neither was Genie. Genie was
I'm-
Aladdin was the hero.
I'm following in. I'm going to fall in with Stefan. Genie was a supporting character.
All right.
He was a great supporting
Oh yeah,
character.
he was fantastic.
One of the
Yeah.
best Disney's ever made, but he was not the
not the hero.
protagonist.
All right.
If you follow the narrative, right, the story arc of narratives, he's not the hero.
And then, so that was number 3. Then she skipped to number 5 without giving us a number 4, which I'm okay with. 5 says, finally, all Star Wars figures will be compatible with all Star Wars playsets. Disney Infinity 1.0 and 2.0 has a bad pattern in not letting the Disney and Marvel figures play in each other's worlds or playsets. For example, I can't bring Donald Duck to New York City and fight alongside Spider-Man and vice versa. Stefan is trying
No,
to...
Stefan, do it.
Wait. Yeah,
More to say.
yeah, this is the longest... She's closing it up. Yeah, this is the longest email I've ever written to you guys, so no puns. Love you guys. Comics are amazing. Stephanie is awesome. We need more women in that sausage fest. And for Stephanie, here's a picture of my Tauren as a pony with a murloc on her butt. I call her Queen of Sparkles / Sishoof.
Sis, oh, she's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a pony.
Look at that dapper motherfucker.
With a murloc.
That's really nice.
So,
Why is the pony blind?
I love the murloc.
Why does it have a blindfold on?
yeah, why does it have a blindfold?
I don't know, whatever.
Because her druid has
Is that
a,
murloc fucking that pony?
No, her druid has the
he's riding
transmog
her.
of the leather headpiece you get off of Illidan, which is
Okay. All right, so we got an email from Cody, and then we'll get to the chat with a couple questions that were put out. Cody says, hey, guys, I was wondering how you guys feel about these games like Titanfall and Evolve selling for full price when they are clearly multiplayer-only games. Last time I checked, multiplayer-only games sold for $30 to $40. Is this just companies grubbing for money? P.S. I shot a guy in Rust.
A little bit of A, a little bit of B.
Congratulations, Cody. Like, legitimately, last night, when we were playing Rust, me and Cody were getting ready to raid a house, and obviously Cody plays Rust with us. He was complaining that he had never been in a combat situation where he won. Like, we've been building and had assholes come up and just decimate us, but we had never been the aggressors. He had never actually gotten to kill somebody. So, in the 24 hours since he had said that, he has now gotten his first kill.
Yeah,
Congratulations, Cody.
Fantastic.
And on the topic of the
as for the
multiplayer
multiplayer,
thing.
yeah.
If the multiplayer has as much work put into it as a single player game would, then I'm okay paying the full price. Like with Hardline, there is a single player campaign, but that was an afterthought. But the multiplayer is so in depth and has so much to do, it's worth the money to me.
Let's be real. I mean, Halo 2. I mean, it was a multiplayer game.
Yeah, it had a story,
right?
As an afterthought.
Yeah, but
would I have paid full price
that game
for Halo
was
3?
full price,
No.
and rightfully so.
You can say
it was
you
worth
can
the
pretty much say
money.
the same for every COD.
So I don't
Those I wouldn't pay $1 for.
I'm a
so.
sucker for any game. If I want to play it,
I don't-
I'm like, just take my money.
I don't feel that having a single player and multiplayer element is something that necessarily requires that it needs to be a certain price point of like you can't charge $60 for this. Like, let's be fucking real. We paid full price for a PC game when we first bought World of Warcraft because that was a game that had so much to fucking do that it didn't feel like, oh, there's no single player portion of this. Who gives a shit?
Well, I think what he's going for is not games like WoW, but games like Call of Duty and.
But this
like-
encompasses that in that, like, in those games, in the sense that in those games, their multiplayer doesn't feel like there's enough to justify the $60. That's what I'm like.
Okay.
If it's just a multiplayer game and there's not enough, like, yeah, I don't think that Titanfall has enough to justify the $60 price tag because it literally is just a multiplayer game. The
Is it
single
still
player
going for
portion of it is
$60?
still multiplayer.
Yeah.
No, they dropped. They've
oh,
dropped
did
it.
they?
They've dropped it since.
Okay.
Yeah. Evolve, on the other hand, though, Evolve is just like that. That's pretty much only multiplayer. So if there's enough to do, it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
in the
I
game,
think-
it
I
all
don't
comes
think
down to the
price
game.
I think that they'd just be digging their own grave. If they overpriced it, people are gonna get pissed. Like,
If people don't
Some
want to pay
some
it, then they'll
games,
put it on
like
sale.
unfortunately, Call of Duty is still fucking murdering markets, and it's the same fucking game over and over and over again.
Get the Shit, by the way, said, I'm alright at playing full price for a game that is multiplayer only if it is retarded huge MPO, which I imagine is multiplayer online,
Right, like
like
Elite
Elite Dangerous or in Alpha.
Elite Dangerous is one of those weird ones though, because the single player is the exact same thing as the multiplayer.
Yeah.
Like you can go on and play Elite Dangerous alone, and it transitions over to multiplayer
goddamn,
seamlessly.
I'd love to have FTL multiplayer. Anyway,
Yeah, that would be actually kind of cool. I don't know how they do that, but yeah, I think it literally, for me, it just justifies like how much there is to do in that game.
Yeah. It all comes down to content.
Titanfall did not justify it. It was a good game. I liked Titanfall a lot. It was fun. There was a reason why I waited for it to go on sale before I bought it because I wasn't going to pay $60 for a, basically a match-by-match multiplayer shooter.
What about the new Mortal Kombat price point? I mean, it's
What
full
is the
price,
price
and
point?
there is no. It's $60.
So one thing that pisses me off about this,
And
this
it's pretty much a fighting game.
It's
where
basically, yeah.
it
Well,
is,
let's be
but
real.
this is what pisses me off about the new Mortal Kombat is that you can pay for a fucking lazy mode. Like you can pay $10 for like 31 button
Yeah.
fatalities. What the fuck? Seriously?
Okay, that I can understand if I put myself back in 9-year-old me's head. When I had first gotten my Sega Genesis with the
If you're
fucking...
begging mommy for the credit cards, you
Yeah,
can,
no.
I want 30 fatalities,
no,
mommy.
hold on. Let me get there. That was before there was any online support for anything. I couldn't jump on my mom's computer and be like, punch up, let's go to fucking Game FAQ and figure out what the fatality combos was. No, there was very few ways without buying, the $30 manual of how to get these fatalities. So we put in cheats for one button fatalities. Actually, no, that didn't exist. You could make it so the computer could always fatality you, and we were curious what all the different fatalities and the animalities and the fucking friendships were.
And the babalities.
The
Don't
babalities.
forget
Don't
those.
forget
Yeah.
the babalities.
So we just let the computer beat the shit out of us with every character combination so we could see all these
See what it
different
was,
things because
yeah.
that's what we wanted on Mortal Kombat. So on that note, I can understand paying the money for that if you're a child.
Plus,
who
it
just
also
wants
doesn't
to
affect
see it.
gameplay.
Yeah, it has no effect on the gameplay. So that's one of those.
No, they're like the
Well, the match is already over, yeah.
Yeah, the microtransactions doesn't matter to me. If you want to pay $30 for that, pay $30 for that. There's people spending money on way dumber shit. Like Bejeweled coins or some shit. I don't
now,
know.
if it was $30 for one button, 30-hit combos, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that would be different. But since it's fatality, you've already won the match. It doesn't matter.
Maybe it's just that it's just a personal opinion of mine. Like I personally think it's fucking stupid. I just
Well, yeah,
I
because
think that's a
it's-
dumb thing to fucking waste your money on.
Yeah, but that's as a company though.
Well,
I would be all about putting that kind of shit
One
out
of
there.
the things that I face is Frank and I, we play, but when we want to play PlayStation, if we want to play together in the same room, there's not games out there. It has to be online. I have to be on my PlayStation. He has to be on his PlayStation and play together. It's essentially how it works. So it would be worth it to me to spend more money on a game that I can play in the same room, like where all of us can play together. Like
The local multiplayer needs to come back.
local, yeah.
You should
it
get a
needs-
Wii U.
I agree.
You
But
should
see,
get a
Wii
Wii
U
U.
you can with the party games. But I like hardcore going on missions together, not just shooting people. And
You should buy a PC.
I have a PC. Really?
Then play Saints Row the Third because me and Mike did half a playthrough co-op.
But
Granted,
sometimes
you have to have
it's
you
nice
have
to
two
be
rigs.
lazy in bed and just have a controller. And
That is nice.
That is
I do
nice.
miss the days where local multiplayer was a real thing.
yeah, that's like my
Even
entire
just LAN
childhood.
supported games would be great.
Yeah,
not
they totally
very many
would.
games support
Yeah.
LAN anymore.
Anyways, so one question. I'm only going to bring this up because this was in the chat and it was just fucking too good to pass
To
up at this
ignore.
point. I can't remember who did it because it's gone by on the screen at this point. Someone asked Marvel versus DC in a hockey game. Who would
Gunrunner
win?
brought that up.
Gunrunner.
Ooh, that is a good one. Ooh, my brain is stirring.
Marvel versus DC in a hockey game.
As much as I hate to say it, if it's legit
Marvel.
fair play, DC.
Yeah, sadly.
Because they have Superman who could do whatever the fuck he wants as an unkillable.
It's only because
Only because Superman is the worst superhero ever in that he's unbeatable except for the substance they sell at Walmart.
However, I would imagine that Marvel has Scarlet Witch,
and I
who
would
could
say,
literally just change reality.
And I would say
That's true.
Yeah.
like Iron Man would just have all the fucking.
No, but I'm going with
Kryptonite.
a legit game without killing your opponents. Just based off of
Right, no, just put it next to him.
Scarlet
and he
Witch.
fucking
No, that's
goes
not
down.
how
It's a
hockey
game.
works.
It's a hockey game, right? It's just
He-
they're just
He would
playing
he
a
would
game.
he would infiltrate the hockey game and make the pucks have
Actually, no.
kryptonite in it.
No, I take it back. Marvel. They have Hulk.
And they have
He would be the best enforcer of all time ever, period.
Just sit in front of the goal.
Best goalie.
Like holy shit, he just sit there.
and Scarlet Witch can just be like pew.
Or is Fantastic Four's Marvel, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Elastic Man or Mr. Fantastic.
Oh my god.
As
He
the
just
goalie,
take- can you have
he
to take
just
it in his hand?
just goes like this and spreads out.
But you have to remember,
The
though,
real question is, which universe has the most Canadians?
Ooh, that is valid.
Wait,
I think
wait.
Marvel does.
Marvel does. I'm pretty sure they
Yeah.
have.
What was it,
Captain
Alpha-
Canada.
Alpha Flight?
Canada.
Wolverine's Canadian, isn't he?
Well, I think it's
Alpha
Flight.
Alpha Flight. I think was
Is
the
it
name.
Alpha?
No, I think it's Alpha Flight. They
it?
had
Okay.
it was the first openly gay comic book character.
Alpha 5 was Power Rangers. Might be.
Yeah,
And Captain Canada totally exists.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, the pessimist in me is saying, just remember that for every Marvel or DC hero that there is out there, there is an equivalent in the other universe of some sort, like someone who's literally
Yeah.
got the exact same powers. So that would be a really hard one to call. I'm going to go for Marvel because of Scarlet Witch. Just because she could change it. She could just make the DC
Wait,
team
would this
not
be
show
would
up.
this be a mixed gender hockey game,
I don't see
or
why
is this
not.
going to follow
Why
like
not?
NHL
Marvel
rules?
Or DC?
No, is it going to follow NHL rules? Because
Well,
there's
we're
no
talking
female
NHL
hockey
rules.
players.
There's no powers allowed.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
true.
no
It
problem.
would
You
just
just
be.
play. Everybody just has to play hockey.
Oh, so
legit.
Superman's not allowed to play because his normal.
Yeah, Superman
Bruce
can't
Banner
play.
Can't be the Hulk.
He'd be
And Bruce
DQ'd.
Banner has to be. Yeah.
So
Ooh.
a non-superpower Marvel versus
Okay, I
DC.
can-
It would just be a money fight. Who could throw more money at each other by the end of it?
So it's Bruce Wayne versus Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's essentially
In a
what it's all
one-on-one.
boils down to.
Spider-Man would
However,
just be a
if women
bitch.
could be allowed, Catwoman would be pretty athletic.
Yeah, but so would Spider-Man.
That's true.
And,
And
Wolverine would actually like he's not using powers like
So would Black
actively
Widow.
using his claws,
Black
but he
Widow
could still
too,
heal,
yeah.
so he can never go down. Really,
Yeah.
Give me like
That would be a
2
brutal
days.
game to
Give me
watch,
2 days,
yeah.
and I will write a lineup for both sides, and then we can see who will win.
Next week on Geeks Radio, we'll find out who wins.
Yeah, we'll find out who
Who
wins.
wins?
So yeah. Anyways, that was a very entertaining question. I enjoyed that one.
yeah, that
Are
was
we
good.
approved?
Tails, the two-tailed fox, I think is the
So
name.
Sonic versus Pokemon.
No, I wasn't going off that earlier.
Tails, the two-tailed fox.
Allow me to scroll up.
Yeah. All
All right.
right.
So the quote is, seriously, are you Americans that fucking lazy? There's only 3 of them, but I didn't think it was that
I
ass
haven't
lazy.
turned that off yet and haven't figured out how to do
Yeah.
it. Okay. I've streamed like 3 times.
Get off your sorry arses and get toes fatalities.
On your own, you lazy twats.
On your own, you lazy twats.
So we were
I would
actually
like to
agreeing
bring-
with the fact that paying
Yeah.
for fatalities is
I would also
dumb.
like to bring up that I'm pretty sure that's a worldwide thing.
I've
Yeah.
never
Scroll
paid
down
for
the bottom.
a
Once the
fatality
girls
in my
are talking.
entire
You wanna know what
life.
I do?
I earn everything in video games.
Yeah.
I go on YouTube.
Except skins. I
And
buy
I
those.
say
Sonic versus Pokemon. Sonic loses. Pokemon wins.
yeah,
Yes.
Pokemon wins.
Because fuck Sonic.
Sonic-
No, also
Right.
because
Shit.
Pokemon has Arceus, who is the
unhappy
god,
lizard.
and bam.
I
He's
think
just
I'd rather
chilling.
go on the Sonic
Yeah.
ride though, if that exists ever someday.
Why you just want to spin in a circle, vomit, and then have like some
No.
Can I see
some
that?
fox you constantly
Where
lose?
they
Where
have
my
a race
shoulder?
where
I won't
you
put my
would-
shoulder.
where
He
you-
doesn't want to be on a shoulder. I tried that earlier.
Oh,
he's
he's-
not holding on.
Oh, okay.
where you would race each other on the different platforms.
Oh, okay.
Old school Sonic, and then your tails on top, Sonic on the bottom. They could totally make a roller coaster like that.
I'm pretty sure Knott's Berry Farm already has it, and it failed and shut down already.
So if you guys have any questions or comments that you want us to read on the show, you guys can send us an email at geeklordradio@gmail.com, or be in the chat, I guess, next time we stream, which is usually about 9 p.m. on Wednesdays.
Yeah, we're gonna get
A little bit
better
later.
about the
We're trying to get
advance
exactly.
warning, and
Yeah.
it's a work in progress. When you
It's only our
live as
second.
hectically
It's only
as we
the
do.
third time we've done a show on Twitch. So.
I had to get off of video games.
But the
Darren
reason
has
it's
to get off
episode
of
68
video.
is because we actually do have an audio presence. We have this will actually be simultaneously released as a podcast, either tonight or tomorrow at some point. You can find our show on you can find our show at geeklordradio.com, where all of our old episodes show up as well. All 1 through 68 are going to be on there, so you guys can get them there. Or you can subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, and the Zune Marketplace. Because
I want to
Zune-
find my old dead Zune, just so when we say that, I could show that Zune is still like
It
there are
still
fossil.
exists.
There's fossil evidence of Zune actually putting out.
well, the Zune Marketplace is a real thing.
I'm
so.
still upset that we talk about Zune.
I'm not.
Why? We're on the Zune Marketplace. That's a real
we
thing.
are the Zune Marketplace.
There's one guy still getting paid because we exist.
Yeah.
We're not making money off of this show, but that guy is.
This is terrible.
Yeah.
This
Hey,
is
that
awful.
guy, I want half.
Yeah, I know a couple of you guys are posting questions right now, but unfortunately we are running out of time. So, like, if you guys, really send us an email at geeklordradio@gmail.com. And as long as it's not stupidly fucking dumb, then we'll read it on the show, because we like to read what you guys have to say.
And I ignore all Blizzard.
Yeah, I think we're done
questions.
taking shit.
Yeah, just for now. We're just getting out. geeklordradio@gmail.com. You guys can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/geeklordradio, and we're also on Twitter and Instagram, which Instagram we don't really utilize, but you can find us at Geek Lord Radio on those places. Music on the podcast, on the audio version of this, is brought to you by Daniel Tidwell, who did our awesome theme. Not for us specifically, we just kind of ripped it off, and he told us we could. So, yeah,
That's how
it was
it
all
works.
good.
That's how it works, folks.
Anyways, so to everyone in the stream, to all of us listening at home who didn't get a chance to be here Wednesday nights at 9
Most
p.m.
likely in your cars.
Pacific, or in your cars on your way to work.
By the way-
Jesus, Ava, Sean, everyone else who listens to our show all the time.
Watch
Thank you
out
guys.
for that guy in your blind spot.
Yeah. Check your blind spots.
Or that guy on the road with the hook hand who's probably going to murder you if you pick him up.
The
Probably not a
hash-slinging
good idea to
slasher?
pick him up. The what?
The hash slinging slasher.
Yeah, that guy. The one who's slinging hash. Anyways, so that should just about do it from all of us here at Geek Lord Radio. This is
Stefan!
Darren.
Stephanie.
Dan.
and Mike Fur wishing you a fantastic week. And like always, don't forget to keep it geek.